Hi, this is Elizabeth Swider with Their Geriatric Care Management, and I'm here with Karen Davis with JAUNT because today we're going to learn how to ride the JAUNT bus. So Karen is the Community Relations and Education Manager. She's going to tell us what services are available on JAUNT and how you are eligible for them and how you actually use them. So I wanted you to be here with us today so that you'll know how to use the service, which has a lot of advantages for seniors. So Karen, thanks for being with us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Okay, Karen, I'm really looking forward to learning about the door-to-door service because it offers so many advantages for seniors. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what the service actually provides and how people are eligible for that service?
Sure. Well, in Charlottesville and urban Alamaro, we actually provide the ADA paratransit service for CAT, the regular bus company. So the question that they're actually asking when they review the certification, the application, is why can't this individual meet all their needs on the regular bus route? So there's an application that you can get off our website or by calling CAT or by calling JAUNT, and we happily mail it out to you along with our How to Ride guide.
And when I was looking at this application, one of the things that struck me is it's really pretty simple. I was afraid it would look, like a legal form, but it's really pretty easy to fill out. And if someone has trouble filling it out, they can always have a family member or a caregiver help.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we're always available to answer questions about it as they go along. And the interesting thing, too, is it doesn't have to be filled out by a doctor or anything like that. It's just basically they're looking for you to explain what your current situation is so they can make a good decision. And then mail it in. And they review them on an ongoing basis, so there's no deadline. So mail it in and they'll take a look at it as soon as it gets there.
And one thing I didn't think about was if you could apply for this kind of service even if you have a temporary disability. So
right.
Let's say that you are having a knee replacement or a hip replacement and you know that there's going to be a period where you're not going to be able to drive, then you can apply for this service for a temporary period of time.
Absolutely. And they can give, the temporary can be it could be 6 months, it could be 8 months, it could be a year. Yeah, it's totally based on the needs of the individual.
Okay, and I was trying to learn when is it appropriate for you to take JAUNT versus the regular bus system, and one of the things we discussed was if you have trouble getting to the bus stop or waiting at the bus stop, then that might be a signal to you that that JAUNT might be a more appropriate transportation method for you. Absolutely,
or understanding the complex schedule if that's daunting to you and you feel that you're at a point where you would not be able to comprehend that's another reason why you might want to apply for JAUNT service.
Okay. All right. So let's say that I'm a person who has applied for the door-to-door service, and I've been accepted into that program. Then what happens? I think JAUNT sends me a letter that says I've been accepted and gives me a number. Is that right?
Well, actually, CAT does, because it goes to CAT, and that is one of the confusing things. CAT is the certification company that provides the certification, but JAUNT provides the service.
Okay,
so you actually get a letter from CAT with your certification number and a letter from JAUNT welcoming you aboard. So basically you call, reservations will set up a profile in our system. They'll put your CAT certification number into the system and also any, dates if it is temporary, whatever, that goes in the system. And then after that, when you call to make a reservation, you call and just give your name and perhaps your home address so we can make sure that it's you that we're setting a reservation up for.
Okay, and if I need help deciding how to actually organize my trip, it sounds like the folks who answer the phone can help me plan that.
Oh, absolutely. And they'll often give you advice about best times of day or how much time ahead of your appointment we might need to pick you up, especially given the traffic that we have in town. And also that you'll be riding on the bus with other passengers as well. So it's not a direct route. You'll be going to other locations, picking up other passengers and dropping them off too. So they take all of that into account when they help you set up your trip.
Okay. And how far in advance can I and should I make my reservation?
You can make a reservation up to 2 weeks ahead or up until the day before.
Okay.
We don't do same-day service.
Okay, good to know. Okay, so I've applied, I've become certified, I've now booked my trip. Let me ask you, once I'm certified in this program, how much does the transport cost?
Once you're certified, all of your trips within Charlottesville and urban Albemarle are $1.50 each way.
Okay. And did you say I can bring a guest for that same fare?
You certainly can. If you have a guest and you want to go out to lunch together, as long as they're in your same location and going to the same destination, they can ride as your guest at the same fare, even though they're not certified.
Okay. And if I need a caregiver to be with me routinely, and that's on my application, that caregiver travels with me for free, is that right?
Absolutely. We put that information into the system as well, and we call them PCAs, personal caregiver. That reservation will be automatically scheduled every time you make a reservation.
Okay, good to know. All right, so now that I've booked my trip, I'm ready. The day has arrived. I know that Jaunt's going to be coming. How should I be ready for the bus, and how can I expect to be picked up?
Our service is curb to curb, so the bus would pull up outside your home, and we do when we have a reservation from your home, we do consider a window, and we do ask that you are ready 15 minutes ahead of your pickup time. So that way all your last minute things that you need to get done before you leave are done, and you know where your purse is and your coat, and you're ready to go. And so 15 minutes, say your reservation was at 9, so 8:45, you keep an eye out for the bus and know that you're ready to go when it pulls up. When it does pull up, our drivers are allowed to wait 5 minutes. If in the first minute or two they see that you're not leaving your home, they'll ask dispatch to give you a call to see, just to remind you that the bus is there. And then if that doesn't, if they're not able to reach you, the driver will go to your door, knock on the door, and leave a no-show tag so that you know that the bus arrived.
Okay. And then once the bus driver comes, once he comes in the bus,
Right.
Can he help me if I need assistance getting on the bus? Can he help me with that?
Absolutely. All of our drivers are thoroughly trained to assist passengers in many different ways. So the best thing to do is, because everyone's different, is to let them know how best to assist you, whether it's to carry your package or to hold your elbow while you're stepping up the stairs or to assist you with your walker, whatever it happens to be. They are ready and able to do that.
Okay. So you and I were discussing this one time, and you said that often the drivers won't, they'll wait for you to say what kind of assistance that you need, so that they're not hovering over you if that's not what you want, but that they're able to and willing to provide whatever assistance you need.
Absolutely. They're so aware that our seniors are so independent and oftentimes want to try to do everything independently. So they wait to make sure that you request exactly what it is that you need, and so they're ready and willing to do that and trained on a variety of disabilities as well, visual disabilities and cognitive disabilities, and so they're happy to help. And then I should mention too, although we are curb-to-curb service, in certain circumstances you can request door-to-door service, and so the driver will actually come to your door to assist you from your door to the bus. If you need assistance walking, or perhaps you're using a wheelchair for mobility purposes, they can assist as long as your property is accessible.
Okay. All right. And now that the bus driver has come and he's helped me get on board, how do I pay for the service?
We accept exact change, or you can buy tickets, either by contacting the main office or buy tickets right from the driver. It's book of 10 tickets, and they can sell it at any fare value, so that's never a problem. And the driver will take the fare as you board. He or she will log you into the system to say you're on board, and make sure that your seatbelt is fastened. So Elizabeth gave her fare for the JAUNT ride, and the driver assisted her on the bus, and she gave her ticket. And now Levi, the driver, is making sure that she's safely secure with her seatbelt fastened. So all of the JAUNT buses are accessible for passengers who need wheelchairs for mobility purposes. our driver, Levi, is demonstrating how we can actually make up to 3 different areas available for passengers at any given time. When you ride JAUNT, if you are using a wheelchair for mobility purposes, let reservations know so they can make one of these spaces available for you on your trip. So Levi is showing how he's going to let the lift down for passengers who use mobility devices such as wheelchairs. And passengers also can ride the lift standing, and Elizabeth will show how that's done. All right, Elizabeth's going to show how you can stand and ride the lift. All right, she has to hold onto the handholds in order to ride the lift. So of course, there's also JAUNT service available in many of the rural counties around Charlottesville. For instance, we have service in Nelson, Louisa, Fluvanna, commuter routes in Buckingham, and Fluvanna. So anyone can ride, absolutely anybody can ride in those counties without any certification process. And there are reduced rates for people who are seniors and people with disabilities. Again, the reservation process is exactly the same. Just give us a call or email your reservation in and it will set up. Now the service does vary according to counties, and so if you need more details about which days we offer the midday services into Charlottesville or what days we offer service within your county, I would encourage you to ask for a brochure, give us a call, or certainly visit our website, which has all the up-to-date information.
And give us a website address again.
Sure, it's www.ridejaunt.org.
Great. And what phone number can people call for information?
Our main number is 434-296-3184. Or in our more remote locations like Louisa, you can call the 1-800 number, which is 1-800-36-JAUNT.
Great. Thanks, Karen.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Like them on Facebook.
We're very excited about that.
Thank you. And it's fun to ride JAUNT.
Great. We're glad you're here.
Okay, good. So now I've been picked up and dropped off at my location. Mm-hmm. How do I arrange for the trip home?
Well, you do that when you make your initial reservation. So when you make your pickup time and your destination where you're going, the reservationist will automatically ask what time do you want to go back, because they'll assume you need a ride home. Mm-hmm. And so that'll already be established, and you know what time the pickup will be. And again, we ask that you're ready at that time and keeping an eye out for the bus. Now, in certain circumstances, if you have a medical appointment and it's before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you can do what's called a will call, and you just basically give us a call when you're done, and we'll send a bus to that location as soon as we can. That way, you don't have to be anxious. Sometimes doctors run late, or you have you just don't know what time it will be that you'll be leaving. So that works out very well for a lot of our passengers.
And I think we had said that the fare for the door-to-door service is $1.50 each way, mm-hmm. and it's a service within urban Charlottesville, yes? Mm-hmm. And, is that right?
Charlottesville and urban Albemarle.
Yes, Charlottesville and urban Albemarle. And there is a program, isn't there, for people who can't afford that level of fare?
Right, actually, and it's available to all the counties, and as well as our service here in Charlottesville. And it's our nonprofit division. It's called JAUNT Friends, and it's 5 years old this year, and it serves two purposes. The main purpose is to provide fare scholarships for our passengers. And at this point, it's in its infancy, and we're growing, but a person can call and request over the phone. We fill out the applications here at the office that they be considered for a fair scholarship. And they're small. They're a book of 10 tickets, but for many people that can really help, especially if they're making a lot of routine trips for dialysis or cancer treatments, or for some people, especially in this economy, it can go a long way to even going to the senior center and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And how can people? It's a really great program for provides ability for people that wouldn't otherwise be able to be connected to their community. How can people contribute to JAUNT Friends?
Anyone can make a contribution to JAUNT Friends, yes. And actually, the other part of JAUNT Friends is a lot of our passengers want to give back to the staff, and so they actually give donations specifically for the staff through JAUNT Friends as well. So it goes to both areas, and so at the holidays usually is when we try to designate those donations and do something for the staff.
Whenever I ask my clients about JAUNT, they always remark about how wonderful the drivers are, how really personal the service is, that the JAUNT folks always bring their hearts to work. So my clients have felt very at home with the JAUNT service, and I think it's really important that people keep connected with their social circles, keep connected with their community, and we're lucky to have JAUNT here to provide that for folks inside the Charlottesville area and the urban area, to keep people connected, and also to help people come in to the urban area from the rural area. So we're awfully lucky to have JAUNT available in our community.
Well, thank you. We're glad to be here.
Well, and thanks for spending some time with us today, explaining the service and helping people get familiar with it. Why don't you just say one more time the phone numbers people can call to ask questions, and to give the web address?
Sure. The main number is 434-296-3184. My extension is 123 if you have specific questions. Also, the 1-800 number is 1-800-36-JAUNT. And of course, our website is a great resource. It's up to date and has lots of good information, and that's www.ridejaunt.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Really nice to be with you today, Karen Davis.
Thanks for coming.
JAUNT. I'm Elizabeth Swider with Geriatric Care Management. Thanks for spending some time with us today learning how to ride JAUNT.